Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, I'm really starting to question Charles Hoskinson at this point. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm really starting to question his motives. And I'm not one for like just trying to throw conspiracy theories out here or just baseless claims, but I'm just going to say something here. I don't know if this is true, but I'm just starting to wonder. Charles Hoskinson was actually with Ethereum, right, before he founded Cardano. And he just seems so adamant on trying to fight this whole narrative about ETH. And it's getting me to a point now where I'm starting to just wonder, like, is he involved in all this stuff? Because he just won't seem to let up. Like, he just seems like a child. Like, it's really weird because, you know, we had the whole thing where he said that he seems like a grand conspiracy about Ethereum. The whole documents come out about Ethereum where it was quite clear that this was not right what was going on, that there was a level of, I would say, favoritism at the very least. And let's be realistic here, right? Even if you want to call it favoritism when you're a government agency, it's essentially not good. It's kind of corrupt because you shouldn't have favoritism, right? You've got to be a blank slate and be fair to all. You can't really just be letting a bias get in the way. Now, I'm just trying to be fair when I say that. If I was to go on the very far side of the spectrum, I would say it was just blatant corruption. But I'm not going to go there. I'll refrain from saying that because I have no evidence to make that kind of claim, right? But at the very least, it's not good what we saw with ETH, right? And, you know, when it came out that the SEC were looking at Cardano as a security, suddenly Charles Hoskinson comes out and reaches for peace with the XRP community, right? But yet now here he is again, just wanting to stir up more trouble. And I'm just like, why? Like, this has blown over. You'd kind of asked for peace. Now, don't get me wrong, there were people who didn't want to accept his apology, which I think is fair because at the end of the day, if we just be honest, the reason why he said that is because he now saw that the SEC were going to treat him exactly the way they treated Ripple. And I think he started to realize, I actually think I need the help of the crypto community, and the XRP is a strong community within the crypto space. So I think he'd realized at that point he probably needs support. And so he'd asked for peace. And I can understand some people saying, well, no, you're not going to just, you know, try and push past everything that you said just because now your crypto might be in trouble. I think that's very fair. Now, for me, although I didn't like it, for the better of the crypto space as a whole, I was willing to just like move on from it and just leave it. But now I'm seeing him come back unnecessarily and just poking the bear, trying to come back and stir up the pot with the XRP community again. And I'm just thinking, well, first and foremost, why are you doing this? Right? Like, why do you keep going to this? And then second of all, I'm thinking, for someone who's like fighting this much, like, is it because you've got something to hide yourself? Are you worried about how far this could go with how people are digging into ETH and stuff? Because you seem to really be fighting back against this unnecessarily. Like, you really seem to be going out of your way at this point to be trying to fight this. And it's getting a bit weird at this point, to be completely honest. So I'm not going to say this as a matter of fact. This is just a question that I'm asking. I've got no evidence to support this or anything like that. But I do find it a little bit strange at this point. I really do. So I'll quickly get into the article because it's not very long. But let's just see what was said here and then we can just kind of wrap this up. Okay. Cardano's founder Charles Hoskinson has once again found himself at loggerheads with the XRP community. In a series of recent posts on the X social media platform, he mocked some conspiracies surrounding Ethereum. Quote, "You know, my favourite part about the holidays is kicking the XRP ETH hornet's nest with easy to meme soundbites connected to mostly ignored, nuanced points. It's like the first snow of winter," unquote, he tweeted. The Cardano founder further challenged the veracity of claims that associate him with the events that took place well after his tumultuous departure from the Ethereum project. He also hinted at the negative portrayal surrounding his exit from Ethereum. Struggling to bury the hatchet. In December 2022, Hoskinson declared he would no longer address questions related to XRP or Ripple, citing harassment from the XRP community over rumours of a Ripple-SEC settlement. Hoskinson's ties to Ethereum, having left in 2014, have been dragged into discussion, something he openly refutes. He also sought to offer peace to the XRP community back in June, saying, quote, XRP community, peace? Unquote. In July, he recognised XRP's victory against the SEC, indicating a willingness to bury the hatchet. However, his August tweets expressed frustration at being continually linked to events that took place after his departure from Ethereum. He also addressed the conspiracy theories in September. Long-standing conspiracy theory. At the heart of the controversy lies a conspiracy theory suggesting undue influence and favoritism by the SEC towards Ethereum at the expense of Ripple. The conspiracy stems from a belief that Ethereum may have used personal relationships and backroom dealings to divert the SEC's attention, a theory Hoskinson has clearly stated he finds baseless. In an interview, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse himself refused to endorse these conspiracy theories. However, he did acknowledge certain optics around decisions made by key figures like Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman, pointing out potential conflicts of interest. Okay, cool. So, look, as I said, I'm not going to just throw accusations out here because I've got no grounds to do so, and I'm not that kind of person to just, say, hey, Hoskinson's involved, and I've got nothing to prove that at all. It just seems weird to me at this point as to why he's just so adamant on keep trying to make an issue. And that does make me question things, right? Like when you keep doing this kind of stuff unnecessarily, like what's your point here? Like what are you trying to prove by just causing issues? Because at the very least, it's very immature. It's just very immature to just come out and just start trying to cause an issue over nothing. I don't really understand it. And I did a video a little while back, and it was actually a H-bar video. It wasn't an XRP video, but I said this because the co-founder of Hedera, he was saying how like he doesn't try and knock other networks because there's plenty of room to go around. There's plenty of money to be made by all networks. They're so early in this space, and the technology can be great amongst various networks. It doesn't have to just be one network. And I really respected that. And I've noticed Ripple are the same. They don't just try and like throw other networks under the bus and just say, it's all about XRP. Like they give respect to other networks out there doing their thing. But then you've got people like Vitalik Buterin and Charles Hoskinson, who I don't know if it's a superiority complex that they've got or something, but it's almost like they just think it's their network or nothing. And it's like none of their networks compare to theirs. Like theirs just the best and everyone else is just underneath them. And I really think it's just childish and immature. And it's just very narcissistic as well. I find it really strange. And so I look at this attitude and I'm just like, are you just saying all this stuff because you're worried about how things are going and how things could be unearthed when we start to do more investigation into this whole ETH thing? Because people aren't dropping it. Like, there's actually someone who used to work for Ethereum and he's now like talking and he's saying, hey, there's a lot of stuff that went on behind the scenes that was bad. So things are coming out now, right? And I just wonder what's to come. And when I see how much Charles Hoskinson seems to be like, at this point, it just seems like outright just denial. It really does. Like, it's really weird. Like, I don't know how any like kind of average person couldn't look at what happened with ETHgate, look at all the facts that was presented and just say, yeah, that's just normal. Like that doesn't show any kind of favoritism or any kind of corruption. Like there's nothing wrong with anything that was there. Yeah, maybe they can't prove anything outright, but just because you can't prove anything doesn't mean that the optics don't look glaringly obvious. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it just seems weird to me. It really does. So yeah, I just thought I'd do this video, and I just thought I'd put that out there because at this point with Charles Hoskinson, I just find him a very strange person. And this has got nothing to do with the cryptocurrency because I can separate the technology and the crypto from the people who run it. But him as a person, yeah, he's a bit of an oddball. I have to say that, just for being honest. And yes, there might be a lot of ADA supporters who are going to come after me for that. But if we all just be completely honest here and open about what we're seeing, it just doesn't seem like it should be the attitude of a developer who's trying to run a network. It just seems very immature to me. So who knows what the deal is here, but it just seems like he's not letting up. And yeah, I just find it very strange. But what do you guys think from what you've just read in this article? Do you think this is suspicious? Like, do you think Charles Hoskinson has got something to hide? Do you think that his work in Ethereum maybe has some kind of connection to the whole ETHgate scandal? Or do you not think this is anything to do with that? Do you think that maybe just Charles Hoskinson is just not the greatest of type of people that you'd want to be around? Sounds like a bit of a strange person, and you just think it's just him being quite narcissistic and quite ignorant in terms of the information that's available. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.